Good morning, everybody. Good evening or good afternoon, wherever you may be. Welcome to another edition of the Summer Showdown Tournament. We are here about to watch the new Super Canine Bros take on this map, the Library, not to be confused with Mira's Library. This is going to be a really fun match to watch, and I look forward to it. The settings are, correct me if I'm wrong, this is BLV2, isn't it?
BLV264 Vanilla Zeds.
Yeah, so vanilla Zeds this time. So last week we had a preview of anomaly Zeds, which I think are an absolute blast. But it is very unforgiving if you make a mistake. So, today we have vanilla Zeds, but it is BLV2, which is a step up from ASL. The big difference here, you haters of quarter pounds out there will be very excited to know that there are no quarter pounds in BLV2. Um, they are not exactly replaced with flesh pounds, but there are more flesh pounds in BLV2. So it makes it for just a little bit spicier. However, you don't have to deal with the little quarters just always kind of pushing you away. It kind of makes me sad though. I can't joke about, them adding up to $1 and buying iced teas, but we'll move past it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so while we are waiting for our sixth player here, let me introduce everybody here. I am Bluntman420. I am here with Ethereal Doom.
To quote a friend, merry time zones, everyone.
I am also here with Schisma,
Hello, guys.
and of course the awesome and wonderful Melon.
It will.
Mm.
So we're here on the library. The library is one of my favorite maps. As someone who just loves to read, obviously I like it because there are books, lots of books. Who does not like books? Right? Am I right? Am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
with you on that.
but I think this map is one really pretty, but also has a really cool dynamic hold. Although, this tournament has proven to me that, or has shown me many, many new holds on all these maps. So I'm excited to see if this team has found like an alternate hold to the usual hold. Um, but yeah, Ethereal Doom, how about you give me a roster rundown since we have our sixth?
All right, so Spread Love is Emma as Gunslinger on her main. Song once again returning on his primary as Sharpshooter. NQ branching out to support. PoliceDom locking it down on Mando. Topwolf playing one of his two primaries on Gunslinger, and Alexandru on SWAT. Um,
Can I
Excellent.
just point out for a
Yeah.
second that Alexandru, as a new player, has been so freaking versatile. I've played with him once
Hmm.
on a turbo server, I think,
Hmm.
and how many perks he's mastered in so little time is nothing short but amazing.
Hmm. Yeah, and that's what this tournament's all about is seeing people branch out, learn new perks, or just newer players kind of branch out from vanilla and learn CD. I just asked them, they said no. But seeing people try new perks, learn new perks, see some newer players come from vanilla into CD. And it's also fun to see some CD veterans as well play something off of their mains as well. So I'm excited to see this. Notice that they are not running a medic. So yeah, let me ask again if this team is ready to go, and we'll get going.
yep. They will be getting that full 1.5 times multiplier on top of all of their score from not having a medic. It has been sort of the premier winning meta in the tournament because it is worth so many points.
Yeah, definitely. So while we wait for their answer on whether or not they're ready, so it looks like we got a thumbs up here. Okay, so while they're ready up here, yeah, so they are going to get a bonus for no medic. That bonus is cut in half if, excuse me, if there is a survivalist, but there is no survivalist. So um, they will be going for the full no medic run. One thing I noticed, on SWAT, right? We have a SWAT. is SWAT has the infinite darts in Z time if SWAT is using rapid assault. So that could be a very good replacement for medic. And here we go. Now remember, folks, beating the map in a timely fashion also gives a nice bonus. Doing the objectives gives bonuses. Staying healthy, not dying, of course, gives bonuses. And, of course, completing the map.
Go fast, don't die, win, do objectives.
Yes.
Is the TLDR.
Indeed. This is the losers bracket, right?
Yeah.
Which I like to call the redemption bracket, because whoever wins this has a chance at redemption to go to the grand finals and win the whole shebang, right? Unfortunately, whoever loses here is eliminated, so there's a lot at stake here.
Keep it going.
Yes, whoever wins will be facing off in 2 weeks on the weekend of September 9th against VTubers.
Nice.
Yes.
I hope you all take that period and enjoy it, because yeah, when the match comes around, it's going to be tough.
We've been enjoying the bye week, I assure you.
Yes, enjoy the bye weeks. So I like to notice that they basically have just decided to hold at spawn.
It doesn't seem to be an overwhelmingly fast hold, but judging by the amount or lack thereof of ground they've lost, it is very stable and safe. Which this is an easy map to get overwhelmed on
Yes.
wave 1
Yes.
at the normal spot. So
There are many times where I've tried to like kite out of this map, and I've died like almost instantly because there's just stuff everywhere. It's really hard to kite out of the spot like right off the bat. So I think it's really smart that they're holding this.
yeah, no, it's
Rather
definitely
than
it's a good place to start out.
Yeah. And we got a raging fleshman here. The stun.
Ooh, and the
Didn't get in the stun.
not nice.
That time.
Yes, good time for a Z time. That fleshman is dead. There was another fleshman on the other side, but he's gone.
He looks to have been
And that's what we
freed
like
of the
to see.
burden of life,
That's what we like to see, folks.
been liberated from the human condition. Yeah, looks like they're wrapping up some strikes here.
And last couple Scrakes, last Scrake doesn't want to cooperate with them, but they'll chase him down anyways.
The amount of gun hit and stumble here with all 6 players looking at him, yeah, that.
Didn't let him bother him.
Yep.
You know, sometimes stumbles can really throw players off, and you know, I think it's a really valuable skill to be able to adjust to stumbles, because you never really know when they're going to happen. Sometimes in like a random setting, which you get in all pubs, so it's a really good skill to be able to deal with stumbles. I thought they dealt with that stumble really, really well.
They can be incredibly valuable too. The long stumble has the same duration as a freeze
Yeah,
and buys you space. So
yeah, very good, very good. Now
all
this,
right. It does look like they are doing the traditional main hold. They're going to be doing the pushed out split variant, I think.
We struggle not with flesh and blood.
this is
It's
the like more
darkness.
like Ethereal said, the traditional CD hold.
Yep.
I like this hold because it's pretty dynamic. Oh, is anyone holding up top? Oh,
Yes,
okay, there we go.
Alexandru, they're running solo SWAT,
Solo SWAT up top.
which robs them of the unlimited heals down below.
That's
Yeah.
true. So I expect Theobald to act as the off-perk medic down here,
Seems
wherever
like.
Theobald is.
We might also be seeing the return of Som's Hemo Sharping.
Yes.
Would not surprise me. And then we've got Emma paired with Dom. She's in what we refer to as the prep slinger role, which she will be preparing Zeds for PoliceDom to take during Zed time by weakening them to the point where they're easy to shoot with an assault rifle.
Yeah, definitely.
I think just there we saw her
Yeah, good
actually
example.
body prepping a Scrake, and she prepped that bloat. with the
Yep.
SBS. So
It's a really valuable skill for those who out there who may not be aware, is being able to prepare stuff for your commando, because Zed time is so important.
yes.
we got the brothers together down there, the Wolf brothers, the Top and Song.
Yeah.
Such good synergy down there.
It is worth noting with that solo SWAT that upper lane is comparatively light.
Yes.
Especially, I suspect, with 3 people on the door, that is already heavy, which is going to pull even more spawns there than normal.
Yes, definitely. So like them pushing down towards those lanes really it just attracts more, right?
Yep.
Boy, all the trash is just leaving the door where Dom is standing, is just walking the other way. Like, all the trash.
Oh,
Yeah, that
brutal.
door is acting lighter than the times I've played that lane right now.
And he changes. Oh,
Theobald's hurt. Topwolf is
Oh.
hurt. Theobald is down.
Oh, good night, NQ.
That's the scary part of that lane. That lane's so short. Topwolf needs some heals. He's about like, I don't know, he's got like maybe 5 health, 10 health.
Yeah. And that's the power of uncontrolled multi-rages.
Yes.
Where they had 2 FPs going on a short engagement and back-to-back crits. For those who don't know, Flesh Pounds have multiple attacks they can do, and those attacks all do different damage values. The heavy attack, where they backhand you with both hands, does 68 damage and is often referred to as a crit.
Yeah. What NQ should have done is pulled out a flare and stopped moving. It's kind of fall off the flare. I'm kidding. That does not work. It's just a Jurassic Park thing.
Unfortunately, we're not playing a Jurassic Park tie-in game there, Blunt. I think you're a little confused.
So that is the scary part, though, about that hold down there, right? Is there's not a lot of room for you to back up, right?
Yeah.
And so you have to be conscious of where you're backing up. Like, there's also the stairs and the possibility of multi-rages. And that Flesh Pound just ran up there. Just crit Theobald. I don't even think Theobald needed a crit to die at that point. But, yeah, it's very fast.
Really wanted to finish the job.
Yeah. But a death is not the end of anything. So they just have to just shrug it off.
Particularly rough on tournament settings where we only have 6 wave size fakes, accounting for across the match hundreds of fewer Zeds.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's tough on the economy, right?
Yes.
Don't let this wall
People are going to have to eco. Buying up into builds is going to be a lot more rough.
Yeah.
Although I did notice that BLV2 is much nicer on your economy than ASL in 3.
Yeah.
Yes. That is due primarily to having 2 FPs and 2 Scrakes on wave 1 and then a higher population of mediums.
Yeah.
Mediums being floats, sirens, and husks are worth more money than trash.
Yeah, it's a little more chunky. So like, the more larger Zez, the more medium Zez, the more money there is.
Good eye.
So, you can scream at BL, show me the money!
Yes. For a truly rich cycle, you want NVM. 8 larges on wave 1. You are set for life on that cycle. Make retirement money wave 1.
Now, I'd like to notice that this lane, the lane with Topwolf and SongahmWolf, they are leaving this Fleshbound headless. Now, there's no commando there, so I would totally just spend that bullet and get rid of that body. You don't want these headless Fleshbounds to hurt anybody. They can do a lot of damage when they're headless. It's a very dangerous situation.
Yeah, it's actually the hardest attack they do when they're headless.
Yep, they always crit when they're headless with that slap. Nice blow prep there. And then there's trash to finish off.
Yeah, excellent Z times here. Taking a peek up at...
I'm taking pretty short extends there. I wonder if there's some calming about we don't really need this Z time.
Yeah.
Going on.
It could be.
He's not really milking those.
What is it about? It's about 3 seconds per extension, right? So you can really milk a Z time when you need it.
Yeah, he seems to be milking them more now when the other lane was actually engaged with larges.
Yeah, you got a Fleshbound double Scrake coming up. With
Nice
another
free.
Fleshbound Scrake in tow.
Yeah,
So here we go. Nice, good freeze here.
got a good freeze.
This is probably a lane down
Ooh,
there
this
of
one's
stage
down.
freezes.
They're pushed a bit.
Yep.
Yeah, they got plenty of room to back up. They just have to watch where they're going.
Yeah. Looks like Emma moved down to support the other lane a little bit there.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh,
they have
both
to be
Scrakes are
careful.
raged.
Topwolf is hurt a little bit. They have to back up. SongahmWolf is also taking a little bit of damage. Yeah.
Ooh.
Watch this rage. Watch the stairs. Oh, good time for a Z time there.
Yeah, that was a good bash to knock him out of the monkey leaps there.
Yeah. So you can bash flesh pounds, right? Once they're calm, right? A bash won't do anything when they're raged, but once they hit you and then they're jumping up and down. Once they hit you that one time, they're technically not raged, so you can bash them out of that. It's a really, really important mechanic.
You bash the head or the chest core.
Yeah.
That's the most reliable way to do it.
Like normally,
especially if Stumble has been built on them by weapons and previous bullets, the value's still high enough for them to stumble. Otherwise, they'll just melee flinch.
yeah. Normally, I just like the second a flesh hound hits me in that move, I just start bash.
Yeah. It's easier as Gunslinger as well, which we saw Topwolf being the one to do the slap there.
Yeah.
Because pistols,
Yes.
for those who don't know, have a faster, much faster deploying melee bash than any of the rifles
Yes.
or other weapons.
Yes. Fun fact: your 9mm is probably the fastest bash.
Alright, another wave. We're in the wave 4 here. So
Yeah,
this
make
is
a
a
good time
relatively
that hit
fast
9
hold.
minutes.
Sorry.
No, that's all right. I was just saying we're about to hit 9 minutes. We're making good time.
Yes. This is a pretty fast hold, but it's not devastatingly fast. I don't know that they're going to get that 30-minute time bonus.
Mm-hmm. Alexandru did get a flesh pound to start, but that's about it.
Yeah, it seems to have been quiet up there. I've been keeping an eye on the
Mhm.
outlines of the larges, and he's getting very little. So shout out to Alexandru. I'm sorry you're not featuring in the cast much.
It's okay. These are all important roles. Even the role of someone holding kind of a more dead lane, it's still an important role.
Yeah, that's the place where the kite initiates too. If they get pushed back and converge, and then pushed up the stairs, and then pushed up the stairs again.
Yep.
They'll be going out Alexandru's lane, so it is essential that that lane be locked down, even if it's not a glamorous place to play.
Yeah, definitely. Lots of larges spawning in here.
Yeah.
One thing I'd like to point out, as they're going up these stairs, they have to be careful with flesh pounds and stairs, right? Flesh pounds, they can hit you multiple times going upstairs. So that's why the bash in that last wave was so important.
Yeah. The trade-off there is that it is easier to shoot over the Flesh Pounds gauntlets when you are above them,
Yes.
but stair hits will ruin your whole day,
Yes.
because you won't get the knockback, and you'll just get immediately hit by follow-up attacks.
Look at that. They're getting a nice push here in the front door. Oh, no. Oh, man, what a bash by Topwolf. That was an insane bash. They need to back up and kill that siren before that siren kills somebody. Good job. They should probably freeze those 3 Scrake.
Yeah, they need all sorts of healing there.
Headless Fleshman behind, about to kill somebody? Okay.
Oh, I was getting so tense there,
So
bro.
They are converging here.
Yeah.
Enough trash though. That's good.
Yeah. Good comms there on converging.
Yeah.
And there's the knife.
Yeah.
Oh, the knife extension from PoliceDom. Multiple knife extensions. Look at that, dude.
Oh, Dom.
Guys.
Dom, I don't know if that was essential. I wasn't watching your ammo, but that sure was hot.
Yeah, PoliceDom, dude. That was so good. So good.
Alright, Alexandru taking on the Flesh Pound.
Oh,
Ooh,
dude,
and
as I
you
look
go
away.
down. Yeah. The moment I look away.
I really think they do need their 201 healing darts from the SWAT.
Yeah, they might need that, or I'm not sure. I didn't see if Theobald was holding a 301, but they need some sort of healing down there.
Yeah. It's worth noting also that support just has really rough engagement distances, which is not so much a problem when you have a medic and you can just kind of take some chip damage and get buffs and be fine. But no medic, it is deeply unforgiving.
Yeah, it's really tough. You know, support, it's just a risky perk to play, right? You have to get so close to really maximize that damage.
Yeah, especially with them playing that lane fully fully pushed out to its edge. Oftentimes it is played a little less pushed out, with them up that staircase to their right.
Right.
But they seem to like the engagement that is on the door with the flat ground and everything.
Now, a death, again, is not the end of anything. And plus, they still have another match to play. So, as long as they just act like goldfish and forget what happened, they just need to move on. Move on and forget about it.
Yeah, they have lost about 300 points in health bonus so far after the nomadic. So that is certainly impactful. But the big thing is not becoming tilted and wiping, because then
Yes,
you
exactly.
get no bonuses whatsoever.
Yes, exactly. I would like to point out that Alex is using the nail gun up there, and the two largest he'd gotten were fleshbounds who are susceptible to that nail gun damage. So,
Yes. The other good thing about that solo lane as a SWAT is that he has plenty of time to engage, because SWAT's time to kill is not very low. It takes quite a while for a SWAT to deal with a large.
Yeah, definitely. Now the front door is getting a nice little Scrake train here with a fleshbound mixed in.
Yep. We are seeing
PoliceDom,
quite a few of those stumbles we were talking about.
Right.
But they seem to be dealing with it just fine.
Looks like PoliceDom ran into a little bit of reload trouble there.
Ooh.
Hey, they got two fleshbounds.
Oh, they got some kind of backspawn coming in or something.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, that's
Ooh.
Scrake right there, hurting PoliceDom. Oh, Topwolf is down.
Topwolf goes down to a flesh pound.
They need a backup and merge right now up these stairs.
Yeah. And Dom has nothing to extend off of.
This flesh pound might turn. This flesh pound turn on Theobald. Ooh, good bash there.
Nema's Deagle takedown isn't quite perfect because the Deagles hate you. You have to be perfect. Oh, this is rough.
They need to collect themselves right here and just hold the rest of the hold from here.
Yeah.
Now this right here is probably the most traditional city hold. I've held this map like this a million times. This will probably make Alexandru's spot hold lane. I mean, I could talk. Probably makes Alex's lane a little bit more heavy.
Yes, we're already seeing some extra large working its way up there. Ooh,
Yeah,
that's really bad with the Raging FP getting stuck on the healthy one.
Yeah, he needs to derage there. Yeah, take that one down.
That down.
Good timing for a Z time here, even though he threw the stun. He's going to have a Scrake train coming in through the back, so he needs to... Hopefully there's some comms here and someone switches over.
Got some free damage out of Rapid Assault there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another
They're
good time
having
for
a
a Z
shooting
time.
gallery on the stairs there. They are all spawned now. Below 64 Zeds, so every Zed is on the field.
Mm-hmm. 3 Scrakes still coming in Alexander's lane.
Yeah. For
Oh,
context,
nice.
normal Hell on Earth maxes out at 32, so we are playing double normal Hell on Earth for monsters on the field.
By the way, I would like to point out that was a really nice shot by that Husk.
Yes. That was juicy. Alright, Chris coming out, which actually is a better choice against Scrakes than the nail gun is.
Yes.
Due to the damage type.
Just cleaning up the last couple Scrakes.
These deaths are a real drain on their economy. Yay! Schisma's talking again. What's up?
and I just wanted to say it will get harder from here on. So, yeah.
What is your favorite wave, Schisma, by the way?
Most of the time, the hardest wave for me is wave 9.
Wave 9.
Somehow, wave 10 is always like,
If anyone needs it.
like when you've done wave 9, wave 10 is just you're prepared for wave 10. But if you did on wave 8 and the spawns are like kind to you, and on wave 9 the spawns are not nice to you, then most of the time you're not prepared for what's
Especially on BL, that holds true because waves 9 and 10 have the same large population. They're both 68.
Trying to think. I think I like wave 7. Lucky wave 7.
But the spawns really decide
Mhm.
how you're gonna play it out, because the differences in different spawns on different lanes are so impactful. It's crazy. It's like a different game you're about to play.
Wanna be sure.
Oh, so an immediate couple large spawn for Alexandru.
Yeah. Oof, that's gonna be rough to get through.
And so he's got the flesh pound. He'll probably derage it here. Nice. Didn't really need to. And switch it to the crisp for the Scrake. Some good SWAT gaming right there. I would like to point out that I have not hyped support gaming yet, but I would like to say I love seeing support gaming because support gaming is just so much fun.
Yes. Stylish as heck too.
Especially support CD gaming. Oh man.
Reflex
Ooh,
pounds
that-
down there.
That flesh pound breaking out.
Good
the
freeze.
90
Good
turn.
freeze.
Yeah. That was a really
How
good
did that
freeze
flesh
there.
pound derage?
That was
Topwolf
an
was
excellent freeze.
shooting it. Oh, that was bizarre.
It probably hit a Zed or something.
Yeah, something along those lines.
Oh, I just noticed there is an objective hold. I will always cape for objective holds. They should have held this one, but I can understand why they may have forgot it.
Yeah.
Oh, man,
Especially after the deaths, their eco is hurting.
Yeah.
I know they haven't had the most optimal amount of time to practice this week.
Right.
And
Nice
the
little scrape
objectives
here.
require real tuning, especially with nomadic bonus. You got to find like all the ways you can screw it up or it can go wrong, and then figure out how to mitigate those.
Absolutely.
Emma with some good SPX gaming right there.
Yeah.
I love the
Even
SPX in Z time as a gunslinger.
bodies
Oh,
for
man.
Dom. Dom having to try to take that flesh pound body with the 9mm.
Yeah.
I don't think his 9mm is upgraded, but that gun still hits like a truck on Commando with fallback.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Yes, it does. That fallback skill is so valuable.
And I know PoliceDom is an upgraded 9mm enjoyer.
I don't upgrade it enough, personally.
I'm
I mean,
a huge
it's
supporter of
for
upgrading it.
free. I mean, for the weight, it's for
Yeah.
free.
Lets you extend off a bloat in like 3 shots too,
Mm-hmm.
because of that extra 9mm damage to bloats. That ballistic _ handgun _ 9mm.
This wave went much cleaner for them. Good to see, because they're gonna need this momentum going into wave 7, because the wave 7 jump is pretty significant. I'd also like to point out some Vlad 1000 gaming by NQTheobald. Vlad 1000 and High Cap Mag gaming.
Looking for a
That
good
is
hold.
chef's kiss right there. I love that.
Yeah. It is worth noting that on DL, Wave 7 isn't too much of a population jump. It's only increasing by 3 larges, but it does begin having a juicy 3 Scrake 2 flesh pound right to start the wave off. So you get a nice opening Giga in the squad.
Well, look at this objective hold. I actually don't think I've ever held down in this portion of the map.
I did not even know that portion of the map existed.
So they're also foregoing that objective hold.
Yeah. Oh, there's even active spawners down in the objective holds. I was looking at it and some Zeds just spawned in there. That's fun.
So
Alright,
another raised flesh pound going for Alex.
Up. CT, as always, to the rescue.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Songham hitting headshots.
I can see Topwolf pushing out there, getting his fanfire on with that SPX. Even the SPX +1, right? Because normally in CD we allow, it's allowed. SPX +2 is allowed. In the tournament setting, SPX +1 is the rule. SPX +1, it's an extra shot to kill, but it's so good in Z time.
Yeah, it's 5 on Scrakes and 7 on Flesh Pounds.
It's such a stable weapon. That's probably what I like about it the most.
Yeah, it's extremely reliable and it's a laser as long as you're not wiggling.
Mm-hmm. Now the front door is getting pushed in just a little bit. Another flesh pound around the corner. There's going to be another flesh pound around this corner with the
Yeah.
scrape.
You can also start seeing the large densities they're dealing with on our health bars on the left.
Mm-hmm. You know, one
There
thing
are
about scrake
30
train coming in.
9 marches this wave, so
Yeah. There's a big scrake train coming in, about 5-6 scrakes. Actually, I'm sorry, excuse me, that is a flesh pound in there. So 5 scrakes with a few flesh pounds. You know, scrakes, when they're not raised, obviously they're much slower, just walking, but they will just walk you down, you know?
yeah. That flesh pound generously wiggling itself to the front of the pack where it's a little easier to engage.
Really good freeze that one scrake did not want any part of. I like how that scrake's turned around.
Yeah. He was not having it. All right, they're starting to fall back into the converge under the weight of this.
They're starting to merge.
So are Emma and Dom. Yeah. Okay,
Yep.
they're about. Yeah.
Yeah, they need to be careful here. Good communication on the merge, though. They just need to watch
everyone was
macro
losing
swaps.
some ground. Ooh. Oh, we got multiple rages on the field. That's not good. On the bright side, they do have the armor to eat some hits here.
Yeah.
But there is also very little for Dom to extend off of.
Yeah.
Yeah, right now, when they're pushing back, Dom is using the 401, so Dom will probably act as the medic primarily when he can, when he's not trying to extend.
Yeah, Dom and NQ probably the primary sources of healing here with the 301 and the 401 respectively.
Yeah.
And they do need some heals going out here. Homies need heals.
Yeah. Still got the scrake train just walking them down. It's amazing how much pressure a bunch of scrakes can really put on you, right? You have to stay on top of them. You know, they're not wearing boots, but their feet were still made for walking. And that's just what they'll do, you know?
On the bright side, they didn't really have to deal with any stragglers there, so it ended up being a pretty fast wave. 230 for wave 7 is pretty good.
What is your favorite large Zed to take? A scrake or a flesh pound or a quarter pound?
Being a sharpshooter, flesh pound.
Now, how about you, Schisma?
Absolutely great. I mean, you can miss shots. They will just stumble back if you use fell. You can be semi-optimal in your takedown, and they still won't hit you.
Do it with an M14 and you'll have a different opinion.
Well,
I think I like scrake slightly more.
Okay.
I like flesh pounds because they CC themselves.
Yes. They do. They do kill the trash around them, which is very nice. Unless you're a commando, then it's not nice.
Yeah. Though, as much trash never as you want never dies.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, we got some juicy spawns. We got a nice 3-3 coming in on Emma and Dom, preceded by another flesh pound.
Yep, triple scrake. Raised flesh pound coming in through the front door. Good freeze, though,
another
after
flesh
the hit.
pound.
Emma leaving that flesh pound alive for a really long time. I think she may have been trying to save it as a Z time extend, but... Ooh, Dom trying for a really bold shot that probably dinged off those gauntlets as the jerk swung his arms there.
Yeah. This stretch is very hard to hit behind the flesh pounds.
Good communication, the other lane coming back as they calm that they are completely pushed.
Yeah, Theobald has to watch out. He's in the corner. He just took a hush shot.
Yeah, I think you really eating some hits there.
That's a really good hush shot. Those hush.
Ooh, and they just wiped out all the extends.
Yeah.
They do have a few moments to recover some ground here, though,
Yeah, definitely.
with no larges coming in. Ooh, our solo SWAT here is now getting juicy spawns.
Oh yeah, the second they push those,
Scrake.
yeah, the second they push those stairs, those large spawns start moving towards Alex's lane.
Yeah.
He might have to call for a rotation.
Looks like he did. NQ's up there.
Yep. Need to do toss a stun. Yeah, there we go.
That's fun. NQ coming in with the
long
nail
range
gun,
Vlad
actually.
takedown,
yeah.
which is kind of tough, right? Because you can get really nice AC-12 gaming there by NQTheobald.
Yeah, I know he was practicing last night. He was up late.
Yeah.
Working on support gaming.
I don't know Can't tell which. Oh, he's +2 to his nail gun. So +2 nail gun, you can 3-shot a Scrake, but you have to be right up in his face, right? So the longer the distance, the more nails you're missing because of the spread. So
Yeah,
it still does a good amount of damage.
Spread.
Yeah. The thing that the nail gun does, I mean, is really evident on quarter pounds, right? Is it does a good amount of body damage still. So even those nails are missing, are gonna still do some decent damage.
Alright, NQ's back. Like I don't think we've seen the return of Song's Hemogoblin this week.
No. They need to heal each other a little bit. They're getting pushed up these stairs by this flesh pound.
Emma doing a really good job with distancing on that flesh pound slap, taking just the first one and getting out of there.
Right, yeah, that's pretty nice and disciplined. I saw Song and Topwolf do the same thing earlier on in the match.
Yeah.
Some good freezes right there.
As someone who still regularly borks the distancing, I respect that a lot.
Mm-hmm. Indeed, agreed.
Alright, they do have a little bit of a reprieve here. We do have more larges coming in though, but they are at the tail end of the wave, so...
Yeah. You know, there's at times like that, they probably have enough time to go check out a book real quick, you know?
Yeah.
See
That
what
was
they like.
that was the third marker for time bonus, by the way.
Oh yeah, so now time bonus is decreasing at 3 times.
Yep, there's going to be no time bonus today. They're relying entirely on health and completion plus no medic.
There was some good support gaming there, good nail gun gaming.
Yeah, this new
Last
30-minute time bonus is really unforgiving.
It's
especially
tough.
on a lot of men.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, doing it in 30 minutes and beating anything in 30 minutes in this game is tough, right?
You gotta have a fast hold, and
Yeah.
fast holds are not safe.
Yeah, fast holds are really dangerous, especially if said team decides to do no medic, right? There's just very little time to react. And, you know, when there's no medic, you miss so much, right? Like, you miss the buffs, you miss the debuffs, you miss the tanking, you miss the dart speed, the recharge speed, right? None of these players here have good dart recharge speeds. That's why you're seeing, you know, them kind of stay hurt for so long.
Yeah, and the chip damage just ends up really adding up.
Yeah.
They're still going with the solo lane SWAT upstairs.
It's been working for them so far, but by the time they're pushed up there, there's not a lot like left. So,
Does he even have a 201?
I don't think so.
Don't think so. I think he's
no.
Chris nailed on.
Yeah, Chris
You
nailed
can
it.
you can fit a 201 into that weight load.
Yeah.
We'll see.
It is a very common build, right? It's probably the most common build. Is the 201 nail gun Chris.
Yes.
That build is extremely ammo hungry.
Looks like the largest came out split to start wave 8 here, or wave 9 here, which is, you know, rather polite of them.
Yep, this is Schisma's favorite wave.
I'm
We
a
will
big
see
wave
the
10
answer.
enjoyer personally. Big fan of maximum intensity.
I say let's shout out wave 11. You know, bosses are fun too.
I'm gonna do a polite hard disagree on that one.
Especially Matriarch. I like Matriarch.
I like the bosses during tournament because they're a fun change of pace, but I have little interest in them the rest of the year.
Oh,
This is really heavy on the Mando lane. This is
Yeah.
not
Yes.
at all.
I almost thought that was on Alex's lane. That is a very heavy Lars spawn on the Mandalane. I hope they're saying something,
Yeah.
because that front door is also about to start getting slammed here.
Alright, Emma prepping a nice
prep
Deagle
there.
prep.
Yeah, really good Deagle prep.
That's one you kind of have to wing and feel more than being on top of the counts. It is 9 to do a pretty ideal prep. 9 to 10. But especially with Z time recoil and everything.
Ooh, big crit through the door here.
Ooh,
Good thing they had armor on.
yeah. They should probably back up there. Alright, ZT to the rescue. But there is nothing to extend off of it. It
Yeah.
just barges on the Mando lane right now.
And Alex
Yeah,
now getting a raised flesh. Alex actually getting multiple flesh pounds and a Scrake.
I should note I slightly lied earlier. It's not 68 larges wave 9 and 10 because we are on the 6 wave size fakes and have 321 Zeds instead of 411. It's 52 and 53 respectively.
It's such
My
a
bad.
liar, dude.
I
Such
know.
a liar.
I
Such a
memorized the
Doom
numbers
thing
for
to
the
say.
normal CD settings instead of the tournament CD settings. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, and you always got to point out that Dom is playing with the 240-ish ping.
Yes.
Yes, big respect. Big respect.
Yeah, Dom
Making
routing
quite
in
the sacrifice.
East Asia like
Yeah.
a monster.
It's a nice little Scrake train. 5 Scrake train coming in through the front door. Double flesh down through the side here. It's always a
Am I
little
doing
scary.
Doing a good job there with the Gunslinger Skullcracker trick, where you
Yeah.
tap one of the largest to get them to arrange themselves in a convenient way.
Yes, definitely. Also, it's good to point out that Skullcracker does slow them down, so you know the headshots are just so valuable.
Yeah, that's how the trick works. Is if they're both coming in beside each other,
Yeah.
you tap one of them in the head once with the Deagle, which won't rage it, and then the other one will walk in front. It's very heads up.
Nicely done. So they're about to exhaust the time bonus. They're at 28 minutes, 29 minutes. I mean, they're about to hit 30 minutes here. But still, it's a really good time for a 10-wave game.
Yeah.
There are most 10-wave games I've played have lasted just about an hour. So
I mean, I think the time is also a thing where you think about if you even go to other places or holds, because you have to like do the math how much time you lose going to another trader, how much time you lose to go to a hold, and to maybe shuffle spares and stuff. So this 30-minute marker is really tough.
yeah, it's really hard to beat up game in 30 minutes. I'd be surprised if any team's able to do 30-minute times. But that is why it is worth a bonus point, right? Because it's difficult.
They probably calibrated it to VTubers on Crash, along with a couple of other runs that I'm sorry I don't know off the top of my head. I haven't memorized everyone's times. That's a really rough wave 10. My goodness.
There's a quad flesh pound spawn up through the front door. They're gonna need. Okay, I was gonna say they're gonna need a freezes. That time is just as good.
That objective is brutal if you go down and take a look.
They got a huge Scrake train in the front door, by the way. What do they need to do these objective holds?
Yeah, that is the moment where you wanna exhaust to the very last millisecond of your extensions.
Yeah, exactly. It's a really good
What are
point.
commonly referred to as Twilight Extends.
Mhm.
If you've ever heard one of us say that on a cast. Sometimes we're bad about using internal terminology.
Good extends here by PoliceDom.
Emma rocking Prep Slinger here too.
Yeah, Emma's doing a really good job of prepping. It's so important in like situations like this. You need the preps.
Yeah.
Because I don't think that top lane is populated enough for consistency at times.
It is not. It is
Yeah, it's
not
such a
easy.
shame. I was hoping that I could get the to do a solo lane in this journey, but it's not come up so far.
Yeah.
Alex dealing with another Raging Flesh Pound, and like a champ takes it down. Double Flesh Pound, a double Scrake going in towards PoliceDom and Emma.
Ooh. That Flex Run was almost the problem, but they just hit enough shots that it died before it could even dip its head. You love to see it. You love to see it.
Really impressive wave 10. Oh man. I completely whiffed on the War Room. Let's see.
That was
if
a
we
really
get
nice
another...
sequence.
Let's see if we get another big large spawn here. We'll head to the War Room.
All right.
Yeah, I'll move us to the War Room right now. We'll end the wave there.
All right.
Uh-oh. Full stand?
If they
You
join,
can
they
kill the
probably
hacks,
are
Emma.
getting
I don't need
giggled.
kill the hacks. That's it.
Just be careful pushing out right now. I'm close to having to deal spare.
I'm saving. Two guarantee. That's it.
Let's take this hit. Let's back off and converge a little bit. 20 left. We're chilling.
That team will time rage off of us.
I still have armor, and several other people do as well, so we should be okay even if we get some time ranges here. This map actually has the worst scrake pathing I've ever seen.
I'm dead.
Oh,
That's not good.
what happened,
You
Alex?
upstairs?
No, I had a sneaky goat fast.
I see.
Is that better?
Wait a tick, reloading.
We need you fighting feet.
Get me with the trigger finger. You're a natural. Reloading.
If Darwin could see me now.
There we go.
Very
I thought
calm.
that was a good moment there. Very calm there for quite a lot of larges.
Yeah.
Topwolf made me laugh. But he goes, this map has some of the worst scrake pathing. Indeed, like especially that lane where we've been seeing PoliceDom and Emma hold. Scrakes get so confused at this.
They
little
make
pillar.
decisions around those pillars, man. Let me tell you.
They do some weird shit around those pillars.
Anyone need something?
But
No wonder off in the dumbest directions.
But pretty much all the war rooms have been pretty chill all the time. That is really nice to see. Everyone is really hanging together and they're keeping their calm.
Yeah, really good, really calm comms. No clutter to drown out important callouts. Just really
Yeah,
disciplined.
yeah. I mean, you know, it's good to be like excited and happy and having fun as well. You just you got to have you know, if you're gonna do that, just balance it out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was something I liked in the soft throw comms. Right? They were always kind of joking around a lot, but they were also taking their comms pretty seriously. Unfortunate death there by Alex at the end. I'm not entirely sure what happened. I missed it.
I think he got wrapped by a Gorefest.
Yeah.
Yes, something sneaky, he said.
Alright,
Yeah,
King Flesh
really
Pound on the field. The first time we've seen King Flesh Pound, or no, I guess we did an environmental kill, but the other team did not, so we actually have seen him before.
Yeah. King Flesh Pound is a cool
Ooh, nice
boss.
crouch, good dodge.
Yeah, he's got that laser there. You have to really watch King Flesh Pound's ground pound. That probably hurts the most. You know?
Ooh, NQ getting kind of low. All right, we
Flesh
got
Pound
it.
should totally spawn. Big Flesh.
Oh, goodbye,
Song.
Song. Song getting full comboed there.
Taking too many hits there by King Flesh Pound.
Yeah.
Unfortunate
Good dodge
death
on
there.
the laser. For those who don't know, you can just crouch under the laser when you're on
Yes.
flat ground.
Yes.
Don't shoot it on stairs, guys.
Yes, which does make King
Ooh,
Flesh
Alexandru.
Ooh,
wrapped
sandwich.
by here.
Pound. Ooh, that's a
Alright.
dangerous
Didn't get-
situation there.
I was expecting him to get knocked into that corner, which would have been a
Oh,
real
that
good
does-
moment.
Yeah. Looks like King Flesh Pound just wants Alex needs to back up. There we go. And look at
nice.
that. They all got up. There we go. And
Yeah,
look at
nice.
that. They all got the
With a
achievement
wave
for
of
the map.
achievement.
The
Seems like
bookworm
Top's the only
achievement.
one who's did this on server before.
Nice one.
All right, final score of 1650.
Yeah. So let's take a look at the stats here at the end. Alexandru in that kind of quiet solo lane, still leading the way with 538 kills. Emma leading the way with damage at about 400,000 damage, 74 large Zeds, and PoliceDom off-perk medicing 1,000 hails done. I would like to point out that Emma has 6 Zed stomps.
I
That
knew
is
you would be excited by
very,
that number.
very important, okay? 6 Zed stomps. I think that is the most Goombas we have seen in a match so
Yes.
far. Don't sleep on the Goombas, people. They are extremely important.
Well, Man 420, more like Goomba Man 420. So now we will be seeing the same map again with different objectives. Scenario B here.
Yeah,
And then
I'm
their
curious to
score
see.
for the round will be cumulative.
Yeah, I'm curious to see if they hold a different spot. They might not. They might just be like, let's just go with what we know.
Yeah, the thing is that it's just not enough time for training to just go for, oh, let's hold this spot and let's try this and that. There's just, most trainings are about 2 to 3 hours, and then someone's got to leave to some personal life stuff. So maybe we see another hole, which would be cool. But as from our practices, it is always pretty tight. You can barely fit in to try objectives and scrap the ones that are totally undoable, and you really think a long time about the ones that are doable, if they are even worth it.
Yeah, indeed.
Yep. Yeah, it becomes some hard risk-reward calculations sometimes, especially no medic.
That's the time when Doom is always going to mumble, oh, so that's 30 seconds. Oh, God, I'm 14 spares.
Schisma just outing me here. Yeah, I do a lot of the optimization for VTubers. Melon, you come up with strats for sure. But yeah, so
so the team's gonna just take a 1-minute break. So how about are y'all reading any books lately? I've been reading this really good historical fiction, all the light we cannot see. It's been a very good book. How about y'all?
I've been rereading my favorite series to learn new lessons and analyze new things in it, being a writing major. It's called the Kate Daniels series by Alona Andrews, and I highly recommended the first book of Magic Bites.
Excellent. I like that. I'm going to write that down and add it to my to-be-read list, which is very long.
Do it. I cannot recommend the series enough.
I actually spent my afternoon reading in the staff section of the tournament channel, which I just got added to.
Oh, yep. Yeah,
it's also a good book.
And it's also a very large book, actually. Many pages.
Tamari and Elmo and co have written a lot of text.
Oh, yes.
One of my favorite book series has been The Expanse, which
I just finished that show.
It's also a TV show, yes. It's an excellent TV show. As someone who's read the entire book series, the TV show did an excellent job.
I need to go back and read those books. I bounced off them at the time because they weren't the story I needed at that point in my life. I needed some like lighter, more adventurous fare, and I need to go back to them.
Yeah, they are.
That's an author team. James S.A. Corey is not a real person.
Yes, it is an author team. My friend has met them before to get his Expanse books signed.
That's hype. Similarly, Alona Andrews, the series I just recommended, is not a person. It is Alona and Andrew Gordon. It's a married couple, which I love.
Nice.
And shows in the relationship writing. Holy shit.
Excellent.
Yeah. You want to see romance novels that aren't toxic and have swords and adventure? That's the series. They're actually, the A plots are always urban fantasy. The B plot is the romance, but regardless.
I just realized how freaking huge this map is.
This
Yeah,
map
you-
is a
They
very
even
large.
have to label all the different libraries.
Really good job, Schisma, by the way, of getting us off book talk, because I'm sure the crowd here is they're starting to snore. They're like, dude,
Yeah,
reading,
welcome.
who likes to read nowadays? Like,
Then we get me and Blunt on to talking about historical events, and we lose the
Yeah.
audience entirely as we nerd out. Yeah, this map is pretty enormous. It has a great variety of areas too.
yes, it does.
A lot of different places you can hold as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Shout out to the hold to the right of spawn, the sort of staircase area with all the wine racks.
Yeah, I
That's
had a
a
good
fun one.
time. I had a really good time trying to solo this map one time. I think I
Oh.
died probably like 30 times in a row, and then I found a decent kite. And
Yeah.
yeah, this map is really tough to kite. Needless to say, I did not beat it that day. I already sold them already. They're good to go.
Yep. Yeah, Blunt was on top of that.
Bada bing, bada boom. By the way, roster rundown. I think they have the same build.
All the same people in all the same slots. Yep.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
No swapping pneumatic, no firebug appearances.
Unfortunate, no firebug appearances.
Yeah.
No Helios gaming. I love the Helios. Can't get enough of it. I love it too when KF2 bugs out and I hear nothing but the Helios shooting.
I'm becoming a huge fan of the trench gun, just removing all trash from my
I love
lane.
Yeah, the trench gun
Shout out to
has
Melon.
been the trench gun has been my favorite ground fire weapon ever since it came out. Its ground fire is so good. So good.
And it doesn't rage larges, or fire panic larges, which hype on that.
Which is funny too. Trench gun actually does a lot of damage, like base damage. Like I mean, I'm just going off the bar that you see in.
That is if
in
your
the trader
pellets
list.
hit
But you
your
have to,
target.
yeah, exactly. The pellets are insanely spread out. So like, you literally have to be like nose to nose with the large.
Yeah.
Alright, our larges are coming out on the field. That flesh pound is great.
Looking like they're decided to be a little festive and hold this same beginning hold near the Christmas tree. You know, airing out their grievances, you know, with the Zeds. We got a flesh out walking them down on Songs and Emma's and PoliceDom side.
Yep.
Flesh-Pound
Ooh,
raging,
PoliceDom
not dead.
not quite getting the extend there. Difficult shot over the shoulder of the flesh pound.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah.
definitely.
They do get it down.
Fix you up.
Most definitely. Nice time for a Z time on that flesh pound. The stun didn't exactly work, but
Yeah,
should be
they
able to
started
do
it and then the
Yeah.
stun came out.
yeah.
But that's okay. Get through it. Once again, the Scrakes wandering in right at the end. No
Mhm.
straggler bloat this time though.
Mm-mm. No straggler bloat. This Scrake kind of worked with them a little bit. This wave one was a little faster than the last game's wave one, so
Yes.
with about a minute and a half. But the trader time is going to take them to about 2 minutes before they start this next wave.
Which is a nice solid pace. We're getting to, but I don't think this hold doesn't seem to be inherently fast enough to meet this.
Yeah, to meet the time bonus, yeah. So let's see if maybe they clean up a couple things here and there.
They seem to get more warmed up as the last game went on.
Yeah,
So
definitely. I mean,
all right,
For
I am
me, right,
Dorklet.
it's-
Let's go.
for me, it's 10 in the morning, so you know, I would need a game or two personally to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Alexandru is again solo laning on the top.
Yes, he is.
Yep.
Yes, he is. It seemed to work really well.
Yep. Looks like they're doing the same layout. Ooh, top with the CD Who. Let's go.
Who call out? CD Who Police is always looking out.
What's up, Blunt? Anyway, yeah.
I really need to put myself on the friendly HUD because I never realized I'm not rated up. It's crazy.
I definitely recommend toggling off the ignore self in the friendly HUD settings. For sure. Emma prepping a bloat. Nice. Then we got top, or bleh, not top. Dom's got some clots to work with here.
The good thing is, but roads, prepped roads at that distance are much nicer to work with as if they're right in your face, because you can't see anything after they exploded. You need them to extend, but it's really hard to see the trash behind them if all your view is distracted with the bloat fire.
Oh yeah.
Also, shout out to PoliceDom playing a tournament match at what I'm pretty sure is 2 in the morning for him.
Yep.
Oh, you're right.
He's working. Yeah, he's really working out the whole scheduling difference.
Yeah, Thailand is unprotected now.
That's an MVP right there. Nice job on the Scrake in Z time. Front lane, front door is about to get a flesh pound. You know, one thing I noticed in the comms in the last war room we did was Topwolf was saying to be careful peeking, right? Because the flesh pounds will see you if you peek around the corner and they'll time rage. And there's one thing you really don't want is you don't want like 4 flesh pounds to time rage and come through that front door.
Yeah.
100%.
For sure.
Yeah, you might want to explain to the viewers that you don't even need to see the largest with your head to make them see you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
if your
you know,
pinky sees their pinky toe,
Yeah.
congratulations, the 15-second rage timer has started.
Yeah.
Have fun.
If your like aura is seen by flesh pound, right?
Yep.
That flesh pound will get really upset. Yeah.
Alexandru having to go on a pretty long hunt there.
Yeah, definitely. Not working. No, that's
Feeling good as new, love. Here I am,
Ready,
risking
folks?
my life. And
My
still back.
That's something that is important, you know, for teams trying to do time bonuses, right? Is being as efficient as possible at a trader, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I know that. I'm on Doom's team.
It could be pretty tough, right? It can be pretty tough when you're doing things like, you know, as a support, right? You know, you're trying to eco and you need extra ammo, right? If you know, extend for something, some more expensive weapon, right? That can eat some time away. It's quite the balancing act. Quite the balancing act.
Yeah, that was about a 45-second trader, which is not ideal. It looks like they might just be taking things easy on time, just not going for the rushing at all.
Right.
They're just playing for stability and not screwing up.
Right.
Which is a solid strategy, because wipes are always on the table with no medic.
Yeah, indeed. Wipes are very, very, very scary with no medic.
Ooh, that
Ooh,
flesh
that
getting
flesh
through.
pound.
Song is
Oh,
real low.
Song.
Top is real low. Ooh,
Top
I
is
thought that
getting
storm was
stuck
going
in
to
the
be the end of it.
Yeah, that was a really scary situation. There is a rage scrape coming around this corner through the front lane. They need to just take him out. They're about to merge as well. They need to watch their corners.
Top doing a good job buying space with the 1858 stumbles there.
Yeah, that was a really good time for a Z time as well. That really saved their ass.
I'm having all the trash in the world to work with here.
Yeah.
Rocking out the extends.
And he's doing that with that shitty AR-15. That is...
What do you mean? You're not an AR-15 enjoyer? Honestly, Schisma, I completely
It is a
agree with you.
dumpster gun that
cannot
belongs in the dumpster.
stand- I cannot stand that weapon.
Alright, he's got Commando's preferred prey to extend off of here. Stalkers.
Yeah.
Alex is going ham with the nail gun here.
Yep.
Building
Got themselves
houses.
all healed back up, and they've completely reestablished the hold. Good.
Yeah, if you don't push back to that large staircase, you can't retake. It is possible.
Yes. If you're back on the large staircase, there are spawners that start activating that make it much harder to push back the hold.
Yeah, definitely.
You can do it, but it's a fight the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
And relies on good RNG.
Alex getting pushed in by a raised flesh pound. Looks like he.
Ooh,
Yeah,
wipes it
double
away.
raid.
Nice.
I think what these early waves show you is that it is, well, not much easier, but it is easier with a meta loadout to hold wave 6 or 7 than with these early guns on wave 2 and 3, I think.
Yes, for sure. The time to kill on the early weapons is just so much higher.
Right. It's like 1858 gaming is really tough, right? Because as you notice, Topwolf here has had to, burn a couple reloads to take down a Scrake with the 1858. He's not necessarily missing. It's just this 1858s, right? They're the beginner weapons.
1858s can't one mag any of the largest.
Did they buff the 1858s by like 100% at some point?
Been around long enough, though.
Yeah,
I don't
it's
recall,
been some time, but I've seen a update like 1.5 years ago where I think they buffed him 100% damage.
And they're still like this? Okay. All right.
I'll never eat black pudding again.
Yeah, that's
The
good.
one standout feature of the 1858s is their stumble power.
Yes, very good stumbles, and they could be really useful during the during those takedowns, right? Because imagine that Scrake raging and not stumbling. that's very exciting. You did not hear that, Melon. You did not hear that.
No. Heard nothing. Alright, we got another juicy group of larges coming in at the Mando lane. Never what you want to see.
What you can also see is perfectly which targets Dom chooses, because there's always the chance that another trash will come right around the corner. So if you have one in the back, you want to kill the one in the back first to like give the opportunity to another spawn.
Right.
Give them as much time to wander around that corner as possible.
Right, definitely. Anything to maximize Z time. Z time is just so important.
Yeah.
We've got a black down.
Multiple people on the team kill it quintuple efficiency.
Yeah.
You want that.
It is something that I just wish I saw more, in public servers, was the use of Z time.
There is a book I could write what I want to see in public more, but okay.
Imagine leaving the CD ecosystem. Could not be me.
Plenty of trash here to extend on. So I like that we're seeing such a dichotomy of like the large Z spawns, from early waves and later waves. Like it's so much thicker in the later waves. But as Schisma noted, you have the weaker weapons normally. So the trade-off is still there, right? Your time to kill is so much higher.
Yep. Shout out to Osfi with 26 wave 2 larges.
Love it. Love it.
You don't get to screw up.
I think the only beginner weapon that can one mag is the Winchester.
It is the Winchester. If sharp is the best perk.
You can only do that on Scrakes.
No, you can. Oh no, touch points are 13. You're correct.
Damn right I'm correct.
Yeah. I was thinking about the Deadeye, like it reduces 1 round, but no, it's still 13. The Scrakes are even fun because if you hit all your shots in quick succession, they'll stun.
Yes, they will.
And they die in 9 shots after stunning for you. If you're ADS, you love to see it.
Indeed. I see that body almost hit someone.
Yep.
Gotta take care of those headless bodies.
Whoever shot that body, good choice. I'm a big clearing bodies enjoyer personally.
Yeah, I think it's really important when you don't have a Mando that needs them, just get them out of the way. I'd like to point out how pretty this map is.
This map is gorgeous. I don't know who the maker of this map is, but they did a phenomenal job. Arnold Merckx.
the wood, the chandeliers, the art, the book,
The horse statues.
the horse statues. It's such a pretty map,
Yeah. We've even got like signs. We've got main library A.
right?
I've never looked this
Yeah.
closely at this map, to be honest.
Yeah, they're wonderful.
Upper hall. Dang, these are like all labeled. That's sick.
Yeah, it's awesome. You know exactly where you're going, you know, which is important in a library. You know, you got to find
Yeah.
your preferred section.
Second library hall, second library. I'm just enjoying looking at the signs now. It's not a good use of my time on the cast, but here we are.
Are there less bloats on BLV2 than on ASL, or is it the same?
I can check for you real quick.
Probably the density of the bloat groups is probably lessened for sure.
Please remember the number 110.
Because ASL bloats spawn in some pretty significant groups.
Yeah.
And as I say that, we got a Raging Fleshpound and another Raging Fleshpound coming through the front door,
Oh,
doing
yeah.
some good damage on Theobald and Topwolf. They're about to converge here.
It does have fuel.
They're
Has 6
trying.
waves, has
Trying.
31 fuel. Anyway,
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe they can retake it.
Yeah, they can.
I
They
suspect
can get on top of these
they're-
Scrakes.
They're backed. Because there's follow-up coming in the lower door.
Yeah. They have to take care of these Fleshpounds.
That's the big thing that often dictates a retake, is how much follow-up there is.
Yeah.
One of
And
the
you
things
know,
that make- Sorry.
you can cleave through trash for a retake. It's harder to cleave through your larges. So if you can clear the larges, you know, I have a lot more confidence in a retake personally.
Yeah, it's one of the things that makes cycles like ASL and DL easier, is they're not as likely to be hitting you with yet another.
Yeah, but you can't take them lightly, nonetheless. You take any CD cycle lightly.
For sure. This is gradations of hard.
Yeah.
Shout out to PoliceDom taking the spot up on the railings to get a
Yes.
view of everything and be able to
Yeah.
take deep from the lower lane as well.
Yeah, PoliceDom is such an excellent Mando.
Yeah. Little bizarre to me not having Voodoo with the SPX on the aerial strike position, but it's a smart place to put Mando.
About 35 to go. They're making good pace here. Alex is actually getting a double Fleshpound. One is raged. One is headless. Another one raged.
And you got the head
headless.
off it. Nice job, Alex.
And he has built himself a nice house.
Yep.
I think he needs to go back to Home Depot though for some more nails.
Yeah. I think he probably needs to get his license for his piercing parlor.
Yeah, you know,
Ethical
license,
concerns.
license, license.
Especially about sanitation here. I feel like these piercings are going to get infected.
Big
Well,
good piece here.
no.
13 and a half minutes.
Yeah, and no deaths so far.
Yep. So
Yeah.
far, so good.
Much cleaner run this time.
They're about to hit wave 6, so the waves are going to get a little bit more with large Zeds.
I wonder if on that lower lane they got some kind of sequencing dynamic worked out. It seems to be going much more smoothly.
Yeah. Again, just that lower lane, it's so short. You have to like be on top of your turns, right? And avoiding taking too many crits like on that little staircase.
Yeah. For sure. Alright. Plenty of larges ambling in.
Exciting spawn coming in here. As you can see, the left-hand side populating with larges.
Yep.
I am noticing that Topwolf and Emma are using single AFs.
Yes, they're running upgraded SPX, dual Deegs, and single AF.
It's a very underrated single pistol you could use is a single AF. You see use those all the time.
It's very powerful, has good penetration through trash, and in a pinch you can do takedowns with it, or at the very least contribute to takedowns.
Good turn by Topwolf. I was a little scared he was going to get in that stuck in that corner there.
Yeah, good
He
position.
did a really good job. Yeah,
Ooh, not getting the bash out there.
taking some hits. Oh man, Alex's lane is getting quite a spawn here.
Oh no,
yeah.
Alex.
Dude, Alex's lane is getting a quad
Buddy.
flesh pound.
He's
Buddy,
taking them,
trying
he's taking
triple
them.
straight behind.
That is some good nail gun gaming here. This is
Yeah, he's
rapid
doing a good
assault
job
at its
with rapid
finest.
assault.
Gotta
He
love
made,
it.
he made the most out of that
Top,
combo.
top is on his way up. Nice.
I just noticed something funny with decapped Zeds. They're like when they're highlighted, their heads are still highlighted even as they're decapped. It's kind of funny.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it specifically happens with anything that slices the head off. Crossbow
Noodle, that's exactly
and
Melon.
the nail guns.
But Alex still has a double scrake.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he had
he's
triple
getting
straight to
slammed.
follow that quad FP. He had a full bore Giga. Luckily for him, the flesh pounds were walking for long enough to wander out in front of the scrape.
Again,
then
them,
now-
them,
oh.
them feet were made for walking.
Yeah, Gigas are at their most dangerous when there's a Scrake layer in front of the flesh pounds that you have to eat through, depleting that flesh pound rage timer the entire time.
Yep. He still has another flesh pound. He has Theobald up there to help him.
Yeah,
Give him some
NQ
support.
pulled up now. Ooh, good job with the
Yeah.
stumble NQ.
Really good. Really good nail gun stumble. That's such a undervalued.
He was just
thing
learning
by
that
the
last night, so absolute shout out there.
Yeah.
I was hanging out in the VC.
Vlad 1000 is so good when you get those stumbles.
Yeah. Buys you a lot of space to work with. You can just chest core flesh pounds.
By the way, I would like
They're-
to point out.
They're extra vulnerable to CC in their core.
Yeah, definitely. I'd like to point out that right there, Alex just showed how much a SWAT can actually take. SWATs can do a lot of damage when they need to. They're not as efficient as some other perks, but don't sleep on SWAT damage.
Yeah, give them a little time and space to work, and they will wreck face.
I mean, that combo of endless ammunition in that time is just, it's
Oh,
just
dude,
awesome.
It's so good. It's so good.
Any
Rapid
endless
assaults.
ammunition is never to be underestimated.
Yeah, except for gunslingers.
Much better. Cheers.
Vampire is just so much better.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Whirlwind of Lead's terrible. I could kill at maximum one large per extension, or I can kill maybe one large vampire at that time. Gee, I wonder which one I'm going to pick. Those who kill one large per extension. They're crazy.
Well, ask public gamers and see what answer you get.
I have heard stories of the Whirlwind of Lead enjoyers.
I mean, you can't blame. I mean, you see endless ammo, you're like, awesome. I get
Yeah.
it. Totally get it. But then
Especially if you
once
aren't
try
nailing
vampire-
that dead time recoil.
No.
Ooh, that is a juicy Giga coming in on the lower lane. They spawned together around the corner, so they're all coming in on top of each other.
Good time for that early wave Z time. Early wave
And,
Z times usually doesn't get much use, but it's gonna get some good use here.
yeah, and Dom is always saving trash. When you look at his lane, you always see him running around with the Stalker behind his back, and he's running in circles.
Right.
Yes, I forgot to shout that out earlier. Thank you, Schisma.
So good. So good. I like to point out wave 7, they're just about to hit 18 minutes. They're making really good time right now.
Yeah, this is much better time than the last one.
Now the time bonus is going down at 2 times speed at the moment, so that just means they just have to go faster, faster, faster.
Yeah.
Gotta go fast.
Probably won't make time bonus after the boss fight, but it'll be much closer this time.
Yeah.
For sure.
Oh, triple flesh pound spawning near that front door.
Yeah. If they'd had tighter trader times, they could have probably actually had some time bonus. Ooh, the back 2 flesh pounds getting fortunately stuck there. Ooh, and that one wandering off. Ah,
Yeah.
Zeds, stop playing nice. You're not here to be nice or make friends.
Theobald. Scary moment there. There is a stalker kind of in the middle of them all.
Emma laying out another Scrake prep.
Absolutely.
Love to see it.
Ah, you caught that. Husk.
Yep. Right,
Alexandru.
NQ is in need of some homie heals here.
Yep, Alexandru still with his Home Depot special.
Yep, his lane is back on cooldown pretty much, which is one of the things contributing to this hold being slower.
Mm-hmm.
For really truly fast holds, you want 6 players killing at all times.
Definitely.
Ooh, only
Nothing
largest.
really off of there.
50 to go, lots of larges here.
I'm not quite sure what Melon meant by that. I wonder if she'll elucidate us in the chat.
Oh, she's talking about War Room. Probably a little too late for the War Room, but I am eyeing a time for the War Room. I have not forgotten about War Rooms this time. I almost forgot.
As someone who forgets war rooms, I'm glad we have Blunt on the cast.
I am eyeing a spot. Don't worry. No worries. No worries.
Yeah.
Channel your Bob Marley.
We get
Don't
like one
worry
of those
about a
juicy 3-3s wandering in on Mando again or something.
Those couple Scrakes are really.
Those are some absolute
Being slow.
turning Scrakes right there.
Yeah, those are being some mean Scrakes.
Yeah.
Good job on hunting them down.
They're not true turning Scrakes. They're not at spawn, but close enough.
Let's take a look at that objective.
Yeah, let's see. Oh, yeah, that's a tough spot. So many spawns around here. Could totally be held. I'd love to see him hold it. I'd like to point out that the
Tried
fog
to
makes
hold
us
that
better.
area. It's very exceedingly rough, especially with time rages. And stuff drops down from the roof. So
Yeah, I can see time rages being a big issue here.
they're a huge issue there. We've tried to hold that before.
The thing with objectives and just CD in general is, the packs of larges that spawn and packs of larges that sometimes it will just drop on.
Ooh, they are eating the
nothing to worry
3-3 on the Mando lane again. It's gonna wander in after Z time is over.
Mm-hmm. You're getting a good time for a Z time. Front door needs it.
Yeah.
They're not going to have it, though. Emma will not have Z time for these flesh bounds. Emma's just going to have to just kind of go hard and just do some
Dom is
SPX
contributing
gaming.
as well.
Yeah, he will have to put a lot of ammunition into those flash bombs.
Yeah.
Really good high level Mando involves a lot of contributing to larges. They do a little bit of everything.
Yeah, I
Ooh,
think it's
Emma,
really...
I think doing a bloat prep in the same jump that she decapped that flesh pound.
Yeah, I think you're right.
It's really important to note, that a Mando can help with larges. You just have to try to, kind of coordinate with your large killer.
Yeah. And also with any weapon, but especially with Deagles, knocking just a couple bullets off of the takedown really matters.
Mm-hmm.
It really adds up because that Deagle takedown is on a flesh pound 13 to 14 bullets, which is one less than mag or the full mag.
Yeah, Deagle takedowns are the worst.
And let me tell you, if you're not PoliceDom and you're helping with large takedowns, it is not that easy to take trash down after you have the largest down with your knife and your 9mm. I mean, PoliceDom does this all the time, but for other Mandos like me, if one mag is empty and you have half a mag left and then Z time hits, it's not that nice of a feeling.
Yeah, it burns a lot of ammo to be taking down larges.
Yeah.
The per bullet damage for Mando is particularly high.
It's very tough.
We got an extraneous rage in the back there on left door. Good job taking the hit. Ooh, the freeze. The freeze, no. I think it may have been trash blocked, that freeze.
Yeah.
Which hurts me deeply.
So they gotta just keep on top of these Scrakes in this flesh pound here.
Yeah. Dom has all the all the trash in the world are stand off. Ooh, that door looks like a choke point volume, which I didn't know. I've never played that lane. But so
They're still getting
maybe
pushed
if
back
they
here.
can walk through each other there.
Good free.
So since I just broke out another technical term, a choke point volume is a space on the map where the Zeds, their hitbox for colliding with each other shrinks down to a tiny cube in the center of their chest, so they can functionally walk right through each other.
Right.
Which makes
Take a look at
particular
this break
flesh
train.
pounds very rough. Ooh, and there's very little to extend off of too.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's pretty much all scrapes.
Remember the war room, guys?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If it weren't the tail end of the wave, this would be a good time.
Oh,
but-
wait, it's just 7. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, we were at like 12 largest or 12 Zets there, so. Okay, that 301 just going pop, 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 pop.
Yeah. Still no death. Pretty good so far.
Yeah,
the
no deaths.
objective
It's a
under
much
the
cleaner
dome.
run so far. And they're at 23 minutes too, so they're on a really good pace, ending wave 8.
Who needed a piece?
Yeah, for sure.
Spare one if anyone needs it.
That is a really brutal
Who
objective.
needed
Holy
a piece?
crap.
I always encourage doing the objectives for every team.
I'm a huge objective fan. I think they're the most fun thing in tournament, but my goodness, that's a rude objective.
Oh yeah, that's pretty.
I
mean.
wouldn't even know how to
That's
get
really
there
pretty
if I
rough.
couldn't just fly through the walls here.
My first couple times on this map, I got so lost.
I would like to point out that that is a really pretty room for that objective as well.
You don't say.
And
Yeah,
And-
that dome library is very pretty.
there is a collectible there. There should be a collectible bonus.
Oh, I forgot. You are Mr. Collectible. Yeah.
There needs to
right.
be a collectible bonus. Yes.
You would say that one.
There needs to be a collectible bonus, you know, for getting the collectibles in a timely fashion in a tournament match. That'd be dope.
That would be really rough on time bonus. Alright. The largest so far being pretty cooperative. Up there's a nice Giga.
That's a nice juicy spawn. I'll probably aim for this wave or the next wave for our war room.
Yep, we got 6 Drakes and a Flesh Pound coming in on the Mando.
Ooh, that front lane. I heard a hit there.
Oh, yep.
Raging Flesh Pound's coming through that door. It's just so tough. So tough.
Alexandru getting chased back by a Scrake. Ah, he gets it down.
Oh yeah, he's about half health too, so he's got
Yeah.
he's got no one up there to heal him, so he has to heal himself, or he gets that, gets a rotate.
Yeah, and he's got a nice double FP to follow it up.
Mm-hmm.
So I suspect there might be a rotation in his future. There's NQ. Yep.
So just like Osmosis Jones, they are merging here a little bit.
Oh, obscure 90s movies. Oh, they are. That is a full converge on left. The
War
top
room?
is pushed back. So it is with the
Yeah,
war
they
room.
are.
Yeah.
They're going in. Let's do a war room. Good idea.
Voice cracking here. Oh, never mind.
Need something dangerous.
I need to spare. Okay, good. Chilling. It's Husk City, so let's prioritize that. Yeah, good nails.
Nothing.
Just like full auto deagled from across the planet.
That's it, no more.
More around the corner if you can make it.
No.
Fine. Left straight. Like
Oh,
upper
two.
house is far right.
Full stand. That's it.
Yeah, hold on. 20 left. Come on, turn, buddy.
And you said
No,
he
there's
freezes.
gonna be one.
Oh yeah, that's it.
Where's he?
He just didn't care. That's. I mean, I guess I was too close.
I guess you deserved it, man.
I was admiring Alexandru taking down that flesh pound there at the end.
Again, just very calm, contained, professional comms.
Yeah, good job there of like, and you know, as you heard there, they're having fun. So, yeah, you know, having nice professional, calm communications is very important. But you know, have fun while you do it too, right? Like, don't be like, don't be angry, calming.
I did see myself in there just as we entered, because what you could see was, even for Dom, who is one of the best Mandos I know of in the CD universe, everything changes when everything is very hectic and everything is crouched together. You're not in your lane anymore. There is trash, but it's so hard to concentrate on the takedowns and not to double if you use faraway shots and stuff. That's something that has to be pointed out.
Lower lane is going to get freaking hammered here.
Indeed. I think we might do another war room this way. We'll see. We'll see if they get hammered here. I'd like to point out time bonus is going down very fast right now at 3 times speed, so they have to do this as fast as possible. They're about to hit 28 minutes.
Good prep on the flesh pound, Emma. Loving to see that. Ooh, and that flesh pound wandering at the worst moment, walking in front of the prep and all the trash. Tragic.
I said that they're getting pushed in pretty good on that front lane, so they'll have to communicate that.
Yeah. I was about to say, I suspect a freeze will be coming out, and there it is.
Yeah, Alexandru's getting a nice Scrake train here.
Shout out to the sharpshooter hive mind.
I can see NQTheobald. He's flexing on over.
Ooh, and there's a loose rider wandering through too.
Yeah, you gotta love it. Gotta love it.
And you picks it up.
Those loose Zeds that when they grab you can be so disruptive.
Yeah. Random Zed out of nowhere at the worst possible time.
Mm-hmm.
You're a sharpshooter taking 30% of your damage away.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Ooh. The extension not quite going through on that rider.
Yeah.
But thankfully they're not too slammed right now.
Yeah, no. They're about to get a bunch from the front door here. Double flesh on that. Oh, that Siren is kind of scary there.
Yep. Good freeze there to buy some pace.
Good thing that wasn't a KF1 Siren.
Again, with Dom being upstairs with a 240 ping, shooting down to hit the Zeds is like really hard.
As a fellow high ping enjoyer, Schisma, how do you feel about playing with high ping?
Actually,
We've been playing with EU.
Yeah, I'm very thankful for Tamari open up the EU service for me. So, yeah.
We're requested to have EU because we are 5 EU, 3 NA.
Yes, you are the team that plays on the EU server.
Yes.
Okay, so they're gonna get slammed here with another large spawn here. You know, this game is a game of like runs, basically, right? Like you have to just deal with the big, like, you know, swaths of larges that come at you. Just deal with them. They have really good momentum here. It looks like they're just about to lose the time bonus, which is unfortunate. It just, you know, just shows the goes to show how tough it is to get this 30-minute time bonus.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You gotta plan to get these time bonuses at this point.
Yeah. Alexandru is getting a triple flesh pound, double rage right now.
Shout out to PoliceDom, like moving from one railing to the other up there while extending. Bro.
Some double nail gun gaming. I love it. 9 to go on wave 10. This has been a really impressive showing.
Unless we get a last minute fold here with no deaths too.
I forgot who do either of you remember who the second boss is?
I don't remember, I'm afraid. It'll be a surprise to us all.
All right, it will be a surprise to us all. I
suspect
liked King
that
Flesh
there are-
Pound. King Flesh Pound, I think, should spawn though more Flesh Pounds.
I like knocking King
Am I
Flesh
mean?
Pound off a cliff and not having to deal with him.
I think I'm mean. I think I'm really mean. I would have made the bosses really hard
That's
if
pretty
I
rude.
was a developer.
That's pretty rude.
Like Abomination, I think should spawn like 1,000 bloats. You
I
know?
think I actually do think Abomination.
like
should spawn.
10,000 bloats.
All right, Melon confirming for us.
Excellent.
Melon secret champion and domination of the tournament.
It is the greatest boss of them all, the Matriarch.
Yeah.
She is certainly the most engaging. All right, looks like we got some G36s on the board.
Yep, G36s. The G36s will they do a really good job of penetrating armor.
Yes, you can one round her gun with
Yeah.
G36s, but I don't think we have more than one.
I won't let you.
It looks like they're just going for a meta loadout kill on her.
That's fine. That's fine. You know, my favorite line from Matriarch though. She has like one of my favorite boss lines of all time. It's like, "Have you no respect for science?" It's like the greatest line.
Her voice lines are fun. I'm particularly fond of "Would you like to be part of an electrical circuit?"
Liking this whole no one dying thing.
That one always makes me smile. Shout out to whoever the voice actor on Maddie was.
She did a good job.
It seems like they're just going for like a normal like dance the gun around, stay behind cover strategy here.
Yep.
rather
This
than
is a
one-
good strategy for Matriarch is you know kind of just it's called corner kiting, right? You know, you kite around these corners and you know you take cover from all these Tesla launches and
Yeah, especially doing it counterclockwise is smart,
Yes.
because then the cover is always on her gun hand side.
exactly.
And there goes the gun.
There goes the
So-
gun, there goes the helmet. Here come the Edars. They have to be careful for the Edars unless they kill her really fast.
Yep.
Gotta love the Edars, the Edar blasters, I think.
G36
Totally.
and the EDARs, nice. Good
Edar
job,
blasters
Alexandru.
should totally be in a spawn cycle.
If they had better feedback to players, I would consider putting them in a cycle, but as is.
You just have to, you know, you have to risk it.
Their hit feedback is bad. You don't really know you're being hit. Anyway,
Just got 4,000 health left for Matriarch. And you know,
probably not for long.
you just gotta ask
Yeah,
Matriarch,
that's it.
why couldn't you just put the bunny back in the box? You know what I mean? Like, Matriarch just getting absolutely destroyed.
Yep, completely rolled. So that's a 2400. So we have a total score of 4050 for K9 in this round.
Yeah, really good run. Both runs are excellent. The second run was a really good follow up to the first run. I would like to point out again, PoliceDom this time leading the way with 504 kills. Topwolf leading the way with just about 400,000 damage and 68 large Zeds. NQTheobald this time with 714 heals done, and to top it off, 2 Zed stomped by Emma. Really, really well done.
Emma, the Goomba champion. this
The
week.
Goomba champion. She's got 8 Zed stomps. I think that is a tournament record. That should be a bonus right there. the Goomba bonus. The Goomba bonus and the collectible bonus. They're going to.
Certainly a unique approach.
So, do we have any interviewers?
I asked, but I was watching the chat during map change. There was no response there, so we'll see as we get into here.
We are on
We're
the
gonna get
loading screen.
interviews.
Oh, I forgot. I am doing my routine disconnecting on map change, so let me quickly get back in.
Love that for you.
Did anyone answer on the interviews?
They have not. I will ask again. All right, top and NQ.
Excellent.
Nice.
Okay, I will bring them on in right now. Right meow.
Yep. Hello there.
Hi.
Hello,
Hello.
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 Welcome. Thanks for doing the interview.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'd always like to start off by asking, give me your thoughts on your team's performance today.
So we went into
So-
it like based on practice. I was anticipating a few deaths, like just in general. No medic, it's a little iffy, and sometimes you just wacky stuff happens and you're gonna die. So I was expecting probably good 2 to 4 deaths depending on variance, but the first run was like probably below average or well below average. We had some really goofy deaths that probably could have been avoided, and some really unlucky situations. Honestly, I was expecting wave 5 to go worse because I died super early and we had to converge at the beginning of the wave, which just puts pressure on everybody. And the second run, however, went way above average, like very clean the entire time, and we had some really scary situations work out perfectly okay. So I was very, very happy with the second run in particular.
Yeah. I thought y'all did a really good job of regrouping on the first run. Because sometimes a death or two can really cause a cascading effect, right? And so I always like to point out when teams regroup and just keep pushing through, it's not only commendable, but it just shows those teams do a really good job of just kind of pushing those things to the back and just finishing what they gotta finish, right?
Well,
keep going. Go ahead.
okay, go ahead.
Well, what
I
I
was
was
just gonna say we did some practice with only 5 people several times, so if anything, we were prepared for at least a death per wave because we know how to run with less than 6 people.
Just give me like give me your thoughts on like what on like early wave economy, right? I don't think this is a question I've asked before. So like early wave economy, dealing with the beginner weapons and dealing with the large spawns you get in CD, how do you balance your economy with the weapons you want to buy? Because obviously you want the firepower, but then you also have to watch how much you're spending.
So normally, who we feed the money to on the early waves is highly dependent on like the role that they're playing. So in this case, we have our SWAT on a solo lane, so we absolutely need to fund them nail gun on wave 2 to make sure that they can handle themselves.
Mm-hmm.
But on other maps where we've played SWAT not in a solo lane, we've just had the SWAT like go straight MP7 for wave 2.
Right.
And not buy anything at all and just fund their money to somebody else. So it's really like situational. And in this case, we had Song, because he's in a 3-person lane, skip buying anything for wave 2 as well.
Yeah, you've been
and
starving
instead
that
feed it to
formula
Alex.
consistently.
Yeah. And those early waves, one of the big things that we did on that such short lane there was that if a Scrake was coming through, we'd pretty much call out that we need to stumble it, and support was really kind of the secret sauce there, especially because we can get consistent stumbles. And so I would just 1858 the Scrake until it stumbled and use the stumble animation to switch to SPX and finish it off from a better SPX range, because SPX from close range doesn't really have any CC to make up for the slow fire rate.
Right. A follow-up You talked about stumbles. I did highlight the advantage that stumbles can bring. And NQ, you can come in on this because you played support. Give me like your idea on stumbles and how to maximize their effectiveness.
Well, I mean, I'm just causing them all. I'm not the one who's actually using them most of the time, and it's maybe what's the right word? A responsibility, I guess. Like there's perks have responsibilities and niches and goals and whatever, but the support responsibility is really high because if you screw up, then you like stumble them away from your teammates' bullets, and you can pen things and rage things behind them. So you're a little bit playing with fire, and so there's a lot of restraint that goes on, like, oh, don't stumble that, he's got it, don't stumble that, he's got it, don't overpen and rage, whatever. But as far as the actual mechanics go, click head when they get close, and they just don't get close because they back up for you. Like,
Yeah. I was talking about how like sometimes I think stumbles can be underutilized. Just kind of in a general setting with killing floor. Sometimes I've noticed in both CD games and in public games that stumbles can sometimes people just wait for stumbles to just kind of finish instead of like actually using that moment to kind of just take down that Scrake. As a gunslinger, Topwolf, like tell me like how valuable are stumbles for you sometimes, and and sometimes how disruptive can they be?
So, obviously, you get the worst case situations sometimes. Like Scrakes have that really awkward side stumble where they like go around in a circle. Like you get that sometimes, and it sucks. Or for whatever reason, you can get forward stumbles, which really stink. Like their head's really exposed during a forward stumble, but they're basically just coming towards you still, which is not really what you're going for. But I'd say a majority of the time, I am always there for the stumble. I'm always happy it happened. I have like gotten used to tracing them for a very long time, and so I'm super comfortable with it. You just kind of have to build your reaction speed a little bit and reset your aim real quick, and then get a few shots in while it's completely free. Laning with support is no new experience for me.
Yeah.
It was super useful to lane, like as the support, it was super useful to lane with two people who were very experienced with laning with support. Like when we consolidated, I had to be a lot more careful, especially because there was a bunch of trash around and I didn't want to steal from the Mando. But when we were in the split and I was with Song and Top, the doorway is such a choke point and they're so confident in hitting the stumbles that I didn't even need to shoot more than 2 or 3 shells. Usually I could just stumble it and then focus on clearing trash for them because they would capitalize very easily, even if there were multiple Zeds there.
Yeah. So y'all did no medic run for both games. Now you had the SWAT by himself off, in Narnia, basically, when you're looking at the hold, right? So you did not have the rapid fire Z time darts, right? And so you looked like Theobald with the 301 at times, and you also had PoliceDom, forgive me, with the 401 at times. Tell me how you balanced those darts, how you balance that healing or balance not taking too much damage, because your lane is really short. That front door is actually a really scary lane because it's so short and you have to turn really.
And it's so heavy.
Yeah.
There was a lot of internal debate among the team about where we should put the SWAT and the support. We struggled a lot during practice this week, as far as nothing seemed safe enough that it was the obvious choice. So we were always switching things around and trying to figure out a better way to do it. And it actually wasn't until right before the match today that we decided to go ahead and full on make that door lane a trio with the support, Slinger, and Sharp. And everything clicked. As soon as that happened, the trash became way less of a problem. The stumbles gave us extra room to work with. And having 3 people all next to each other meant we could kind of heal each other a lot easier. and suddenly it wasn't such a detriment because, the commando and the gunslinger that are laning together have a lot more healing power between the two of them. They only have to worry about 2 people's health bars, and they have a
Right.
401, which is one of the best healing weapons in the game, off perk.
Right.
So, it really never ended up being a problem. I'm sure you guys noticed at certain points, like, I think it was wave 5 on the second attempt, we had an absolute siren bomb. Like, actually the most sirens I've seen on my screen in a long time. And I almost died to it, and I'm sure the other 2 almost did too.
Yes.
And
Yes.
if
You
we
were in the
wouldn't have
corner.
had reflexes on the healing, oh my, I actually thought I was dead. Like, I couldn't hit any of my shots on the sirens. Like, I was getting into panic mode, which doesn't happen for me very easily after, 2,400 hours.
Yeah, I remember pointing out, I was like, oh man, I'm glad those weren't KF1 sirens because you were pinned in the corner right there. And there was,
Yeah,
it was such a rough moment. I was like, oh man, I was thinking in my head, I didn't say it on stream, but I was like, man, Topwolf is in trouble. And then I saw you got out of
I
it.
thought I was dead. Again, because I died on wave 5 last time, and then the second time around, I was like, surely it was just an unlucky thing. No, they're coming for me, man.
It was certainly good because me and Song were running around the corner away from the sirens, and we both healed you, and then just had to leave you in that corner to fight your way out. But it's funny, the key to no medic is preventing damage. It's not like dealing with a new way to heal damage, just preventing it.
Yep.
And the stumbles really helped prevent that damage on our lane very often.
Yep.
Yes. I noticed that very much so. I thought there were some really good timed stumbles that stopped, like, Skrakes from hitting someone, or like we all pointed out, every now and again, y'all would get some really good bashes on flesh pounds while they're doing their like jumping attacks that just really just saved you all from taking either a kill shot or just a significant amount of damage. I'd like to follow that up though, because on that lane, we talked about that lane being so short and so just really like it's heavy and it's just a scary lane to hold, right? Because you have to be aware of like how all the room you have or what little room you have. When you get pushed on a really really short lane and a short lane that has elevation differences, right? When you get pushed by flesh pounds, especially, what goes through your head as you're trying to deal with all the larges and the trash and dealing with a really short lane, on top of that having to go up some stairs?
So what I kind of figured out through experience and my personal philosophy on it is that, like, we're at 100% effectiveness when we're at the door. Right? We have very clear angles on everything, and even though everything's very in our face, we can hit shots easily. Things aren't running around corners doing the weird like corner attack animations and stuff like that. Like, we're mostly effective as precision damage dealers. They can kill things before they get to us. The second we get around that corner, that efficacy drops like 60%. At least for me personally, couldn't hit a goddamn thing. And so I know that as soon as we get pushed past that door, if we're not retaking, we need to just converge soon. Because the converging gets us back to a point where we're at a higher, output damage-wise and accuracy, and also you're going to take more damage while you're in that awkward elevation spot. Flesh pounds do the famous hit you onto some stairs and then hit you again while they're calm and insta-kill you. Like, it's just, there's a lot to worry about. So, you're either at the door and you're chilling, or you need to converge. There's not really a whole lot of room for the in-between.
It's very, like, it feels like in that close lane you're almost like fist fighting the zombies, like, because they're so close and you're so close. And I mean, especially as support, I was waiting for them to get close and then getting in their face. But it felt like a combat sport dance, like weaving in and out of their blows using distance and spacing, and then pushing in to hit your own when you need to. It really was a brawl. And as Top mentioned this earlier, just in the team while we were all chilling, it very much like in those situations where there's tons of Zeds in your face, you just sort of brain off and rely on your instinct and click heads, and you hope that all your practice and experience is enough to do it, because trying to think in that moment is probably just going to end up to you getting overwhelmed or making a big mistake.
Definitely. Theobald, I'd like to follow up with you and Alex both did some really excellent nail gun gaming. I personally am a high cat Vlad 1000 connoisseur. Um, I when you did some rotations over there to help Alex when he would get some flesh pounds. Tell me about the effectiveness of nail guns on flesh pounds and Vlad 1000 takedowns.
Well, I'll get the easy one out of the way first. The SWAT nail gun. Alex loves it. He just holds left click, and then things die in front of him. And one of the SWAT rounds earlier, I swear I could hear the nail gun, SWAT nail gun, in my dreams because I was hearing the sound so much because it was just held left click. But as far as the Vlad 1000 goes, nail gun very good at taking down FPs. I'm a new support learner, and so learning the Vlad takedown is a very big fundamental for the support. And I learned it really quite recently, and it's tough. It's a high spread gun. You really have to be in their face, and I was coming from sharp, so that was a big difference. It was a very scary and not comfortable to try to get into their face to try to Vlad it. But once you're there, they go down very quickly, and FPs are almost easier to take down than Scrakes are because their animation is predictable. And then once you get them into that animation, you just sort of click, 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 and the nails do the rest of the work. Where the Scrakes, you sort of have to do that like distance dance with, where you get in close and then you back up a little, let them attack, and then repeat.
Definitely. EtherealDoom and Schisma, do either of you have questions for them?
I actually do. So what would you say that you changed between the two runs, if anything, particularly that the trio lane seemed to be going much smoother on the second attempt than it did the first? The sequencing seemed to be cleaner, things were dying more efficiently.
So I think it was just an experience thing, because like I said, we just made the support like trio lane change probably an hour before the match. We were kind of missing and messing around with stuff, and when I played with it, as soon as we played all three of us on the lane, I was like, oh, this is it. This is the consistency strat. And so that first match gave me the time to get used to it a little more. And also some of it was just came down to straight RNG. I mean, we had some wacky spawns and very unfortunate re-rages or pen rages at very inopportune times the first time around. And that's just a risk you take with the nail gun because you can be as disciplined as you want. The geometry bouncing around and sending the nails all over the place doesn't care. Like sometimes you will just rage things no matter how careful you try to be. So it overall was worth it to have the nail gun there. I mean, it was just such an asset. Things just melt. The flesh pounds sometimes they die and I'm like, holy shit, I only shot that like 3 times. It's gone.
Yeah.
It was I definitely played better in that lane the second round. There was less pen rage mistakes the second go around. And there's like the unavoidable ones, and they always happen, but the actual mistakes were better. And I think Song was accidentally muted the first match. And so we had better comms the second match.
Muted the entire match.
My God.
He didn't realize it. And I was focused so hard, I didn't even notice. I didn't even think to say anything.
My God.
That's funny. Shizma, you have any questions before I move on?
Actually, I do. Yes. So, did you guys try any of the objectives in training, and have you considered one of them?
So, we didn't have a whole lot of time to practice this week. Some people were busy. I got sick this week. I was very sick this week. I showed up to some practices sick, but there was a day I had to take off. And so, we didn't really look at any of them. But it's kind of become my philosophy that the objectives are just the least, how do I want to, like, the least efficient way to earn points. Because they're very risky. It's not very many points, and you're usually sacrificing time to do so as well. So you're losing out, like, you're risking a lot of other bonuses in exchange for this, like, okay amount of points. And usually the holds are just so tight that I would much rather run no medic, which is something we've become very comfortable with, and try to go fast if possible, depending on settings, and just the objectives take so much time to practice that you're taking away from the efficiency of your main hold as well, at least in our experience.
Absolutely. Did you hear that, Doom?
I did, but points is points, man. If we can do it.
All right,
Check
so
Twitter.
I always like to end this on asking people to pick their MVPs for the matches. So Topwolf, Theobald, pick your MVPs for both the matches.
All right. I'm gonna have to give it to NQ for sure, because that support saved that lane. It was like I said, it was a secret sauce, the missing piece, whatever you want to call it. Me and Song on that lane was enough damage for all the larges, but the trash, I mean, I don't know if I've seen so many lines of crawlers and stalkers in my life. And there was times where I just like have to pull out my AF and just smash left click as fast as I can and hold it at head height, because there's no other reason to do anything else. And so having the support there for the extra trash clear and the stumbles for spacing, and it was perfect. It capped everything off, and it turned that lane from something where it's like, please, maybe can we hold this till 100 Zeds, to like, yeah, we can do this consistently every time. It was perfect.
Excellent.
I was actually pretty happy with my support gameplay. I'm happy it turned out very well. I was a lot of rapid practice and rapid learning. Ended up doing pretty well. As far as my MVP, it's a hard call in our team, which is usually a good sign. Special shout out to Song for playing well sick, because while there is benefits, there's benefits to two of our teammates living in the same household, and it's awesome. One of the detriments is a sickness rips through the household, and then they both go down, and there's no way to avoid it. So
Internet problems too are usually shared, which is really fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, shout out to Saw for playing a little sick. Alex did a really good job soloing the lane, and there's a whole bunch of times where he called for help, and then he just ended up dealing with it through his Zed time, which was pretty impressive, especially on SWAT. And as always, the extensions were super great from Dom, and our silent killer Emma really was so consistent and had zero problems the entire time. That sort of led us in that extended position by the door and never have to. It was always the door being pushed, and then they had to converge with us. It was never the other way around. So I really do think everybody did their part and then some.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, really great choices. Thank you both for joining us for the interview. It was a great interview as always. Thank you and your entire team for playing a couple of really fun matches. It was a blast to watch. It was good to see BL step up from ASL. I'm sure some of you were not, or I'm sure some of you were happy to not see quarter pounds.
Yes.
Man, with the support on that lane, I actually would have been happy with the quarter pounds. I'm not gonna lie to you. Support kind of tears right through them.
Oh, they do, especially that Vlad 1000. Just real quick, you could just body shot quarter pounds to Vlad 1000. Totally just deal with it.
That's what I would tell him. Just match left click, man. It doesn't matter. They'll fall over.
And thank you to the crowd for watching the match, and of course, thank you to the awesome crew here, EtherealDoom, the Schisma, and Melon. Stay tuned, everybody. There is another match in a few hours this afternoon at 2 p.m. Pacific time. There will be the Seattle Cryptomancers. They are going to try to answer the bar that has been set by the new Super Canine Bros. So stay tuned. It will be a nice competitive atmosphere. Yeah, and that's it. Thank you, everybody. Yes, this is me ending. Yes, this is me. Thank you, everybody, and have a great day. I'll see you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye, y'all.
See ya.
Bye.